too far over. Okay. You can see who's wrapping up. I assume you'll have a question as well,
Yes,
Dr. Bell, so I'll give you that honour of going first.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Minister, what is the last estimate you have of Health New Zealand's deficit?
The advice I've received is that they're on track to deliver on the $1.1 billion deficit, which is what was projected, and they're on track to deliver that in this financial year.
How much savings will be required in the coming financial year to meet the target of a $200 million deficit for Health New Zealand?
Well, the advice I've received is that Health New Zealand is making substantial progress.
What's that?
Health New Zealand is making substantial progress on a month-by-month basis to reduce its deficit position.
How much is going to have to be cut?
Look, what will be delivered is a significant $1.37 billion investment in this budget, operational investment, into Health New Zealand's baseline.
That could be dwarfed by the scale of cuts.
I'll ask that you please don't.
Well, if a simple piece of information like Health New Zealand's cuts for the financial year, that we are discussing this.
Well, we are focused on delivering within the budget. The budget is a $1.37 billion uplift, and thanks to the work that Health New Zealand has done.
With a secret amount of cuts.
Look, I'm happy to answer your questions. The reality is there is a $1.37 billion uplift in the investment going into Health New Zealand, and that is additional funding for frontline services, both across hospital and specialist services, and also across primary and community care. The reality is the month-by-month financial position is improving significantly, meaning that uplift will go towards investment in frontline services and frontline delivery. Because of the work that the commissioners have done, the month-by-month run rate in terms of the deficit position has improved to such a point that investment will be fully going into frontline services.
Mr. Chair, supplementary question. There is a statutory requirement for a health plan to be presented that costs the activities that are underway. Why is that health plan not part of this hearing?
Well, the last government passed the Paiora Healthy Futures Act, which was more focused on strategies than surgeries. And the reality is it was constantly looking at how many planning documents you could write rather than actually how much you could deliver. My focus as Minister of Health is actually on getting people the healthcare that they need. Now,
it seems to be on hiding financial information from Parliament.
No, it's about focusing on delivery. That's why we put back the health targets. That's why we released the health target data yesterday, which clearly shows that improvements have been made. My focus is on delivery for patients.
Hiding what's happening with $58 billion of public money.
And delivering, there will be each year, Health New Zealand provides financial reports as part of its annual report. It does that each and every year. And the answer to your question is that the last government's reforms were focused on strategies, not surgeries. I'm focused on delivery, and the accountability mechanisms are very clear.
I think the answer should be, they should be here in silence. I mean, we can't keep doing the argument during the minister giving the answer because I can't hear the answer at all.
It's not necessarily a point of order, but yeah, I do hear your point, and I have asked that we allow the minister to speak. Actually, one more.
Questions been answered. I mean, there were 5 questions about cuts. That wasn't addressed. This is a simple question. That wasn't addressed. There's going to be a point where members will seek an actual answer to the questions that are asked.
Yeah, I understand that, but if we can keep it coming through the chair, that helps to keep it orderly. I think the issue is that you've got people shouting over each other, and it's hard for everyone to hear what is being said.
Okay, supplementary question. A third or so of your letter of expectations to Health New Zealand is redacted. What are you hiding?
Well, there's work underway in relation to next year's delivery. One of those areas is around the work that's underway around electives for the next financial year. And Health New Zealand will be announcing those plans once those are confirmed, but we're very focused on delivery. That's what I'm focused on, is getting people the treatments and the delivery that is required to be done.
Well, that letter sets out how almost $30 billion of taxpayers' money is to be spent, and the public can't see it.
Well, the government policy statement on health outlines the government's expectations on what Health New Zealand should be delivering on. That document is publicly available and outlines our priorities as government, which includes the 5 health targets, which your government removed. And by the way, every single one of them went backwards over your 6 years in government. So I would suggest looking in the mirror and looking back at the wait list, the ballooning wait list that we inherited, the problems that we are now focused on fixing, and the system that I'm focused on making sure it delivers for patients. If you look at first specialist assessments, the number of people waiting more than 4 months increased by 6,400% over your 6 years in government.
When you're saying 20,000 lives in a pandemic, lecture me about patients.
Well, the number of people waiting more than 4 months for an elective treatment increased by 2,500% under your government. We have a wait list, we have challenges, and we're focused on delivering for patients.
Okay, I'm going to move over here.
I've got a sup on this line of questioning.
You have a supplementary, and then I'll come to our primary. You have a sup? You have a primary?
Yes, and I've got primary.
Yeah, we'll keep doing it loud.
Sup primary.
My sup
primary.
My sup.
It's Labour's fault. It's Labour's fault. It's Labour's fault.
Sorry, he's talking so damn fast. I didn't even catch the name of the report, because I'd like to read that report. Like,
I didn't catch it.
Can you give me the link to the video so I can look at the transcript real quick? I just want to get the name for that document that he was referring to.
Yeah, no problem. Well, the transcript may not be the best because you know what Vimeo's like, but yeah, I've just given you that link.
Let's have a quick look.
But yeah, like that just seems to be like, what do you call it, like Simeon's not answering the question, but then the chair should be saying, you know, you're not answering the question, answer the question. Stop, Sam Uffindale, stop giving Simeon Brown a free pass.
Yeah, the amount of times that's happened so far throughout Scrutiny Week. Hold on, we want to, and they'll say, "Hold on, let's hear the minister's answer," and it's more like, "Yeah, you want to hear the minister's fucking ramble."
It's definitely this is like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, we know this is what we do know, right? We do know that up to 2.5 billion was recommended for funding for healthcare for this year or per annum. We do know that that's national underfunded that. I think it's 1.37 billion if the numbers are correct. But anyway, so we know they're already doing cuts. That much is very clear. Yeah, 1.37 billion.
I do love it how there's the one in here that needs to be punished for not answering the question, $1,000 fine. But knowing the way how the select committee actually goes, all those in favour say aye, punish for the fine. All those say no, the government has the noes have it, fine not issued.
Yeah, I don't know why the chair is like someone like in government.
Well, most of the select committees they are, but I mean, some are just better than others. Like, I'll be honest with you, when I've had James Meagher when he was chair of the Justice Committee on the 2 occasions I dealt with him in the Justice Committee, no problem. Very professional, showing how to be a chair. The Education Workforce Committee, Carl Bates was the chair, no issues whatsoever. The next time I was in front of Justice, it was Andrew Bailey. And he was polite, civil.
He was polite.
It wasn't like they didn't like Sam Uffindale has not shown himself to be a competent chair. Like he's been from what I've seen, he seems to come across as one of the worst.
I think the only other one I remember so far is Bailey, and I just kept calling him a loser the entire time. So.
We got an AI remake song that Blake told me, can you please put it, here's the words, and can you please put it into a song that made a song about Andrew Bailey.